Alright, this is probably going to be a longish one. Although we'll probably just end up doing one stream or the one actual draft, depending on how it goes. 'Cause we'll probably at the start.
You're looking at the keywords in the cards.
Yes, and there have been some fairly major changes made to draft in this format that we will explain. That I'm glad I read up on. I'm definitely on top of these things. Hopefully now we're all set up. Luckily I have my 3 free packs that I get forever. Should help. Very pretty.
Unleashed.
Yes, the set is called Unleashed. It has, I believe, 2 new keywords and
What's Unleash? The insect swarm.
Stuff that was set are
Frenzy?
pretty major things.
Frenzy the other one?
No, Frenzy is a thing already. At least I'm
Okay.
pretty sure. Ah, smells blood. You or a non-attacking unit hits the enemy player. Interesting. I guess that's just effects that do things. Wacky.
Yeesh.
Unleash.
So look at Unleash.
Yes. Surprised there isn't an explainer coming up for it.
Time for cards.
It is indeed time for cards. More than anything, it's time for explaining cards. So, Unleash is a card that has forced them to change how Destiny works. to make it so that you can't give things Destiny, I believe, for the most part. Because the way that Unleash works is when you play this card, create and draw a copy of it, discard it at the end of the turn, and then some stuff so that you can't just get an instant infinite combo going. But basically, what this means is that if you have mana left over, you can keep replaying these cards, and if you can make an Unleash card cheaper, it suddenly gets way, way easier to do that. So odds are that a lot of the late game power in this set, depending on how common Unleash is gonna come from stuff like being able to unleash stuff over and over and over again. So that's gonna be pretty fun. The other new keyword is Taunt. So when you attack with a Taunt unit, your opponent must block it if they are able to, which means that if you attack with like a 1/1 Taunt unit and an 8/8 regular unit and they only have one blocker, that blocker basically has to be done to the Taunt unit. You're not allowed to finish declaring blocks until you have blocked every Taunt unit that you know. Quick tweet in Ty's card chat. Taunt is for attacking, yes. Defending is... Yeah, because the attacker... The defender declares blocks already.
Yep.
And a thing that, like, limited the defender's options in that scenario would kind of be strictly worse. So you wouldn't really want to make a keyword like that. So those are the two major mechanics of the thing. I don't know how they play. I don't know what kind of cards they put them on. A lot of them have synergy with with themselves, basically. So that'll be very interesting. Like when he attacks with another Minotaur, your Minotaurs get +1. So if you manage to play 2 of these out, also this is a 3-cost 4/3, so they're pretty good already. If you have 2 of them out, they'll basically turn into 6/3s for the turn.
There's double doors there when you draw a unit or weapon.
That seems really good. Damn, free inspire effect. Neat. This one, if there are wide boards or like bonuses like Horn of Plenty, like Xenon Obelisk in this set, this will be a pretty good card. I mean, if anything, like, it's not amazing stat-wise. Like, you don't really care about a 1/1, but 2 1/1 flyers for 4, or like, you know, even more than that is potentially a win con in draft. So the other thing that you might notice if you're looking closely is that 3 of these cards are old. What's happened now is that they've basically removed the idea of a draft pack entirely, and instead are putting reprinted cards directly into the packs that you get. And it's whether it's draft pack or not draft pack. These cards are legal both in draft, obviously, and expedition. But instead of kind of being a totally separate set that you have to keep up with, it just is part of the packs that you get now. An important piece of this that it doesn't look like this has just yet is that the rarity slots might not always fit the old cards. So, like, if there are legendary cards in the reprint set, they can still show up, even though the reprinted cards will always replace one uncommon slot and 2 common slots.
Okay.
Which does mean that you can have 2 legendaries in the same pack now.
Ew.
For the first time ever.
Let's lock or unlock our other 2.
Yep. Like, look at these cards as potential draft things, and then we'll do the actual bit. Psychalis, Force Mage, for all of the influence. He hits the enemy player, oh. Wow.
It's that much attacking.
I'm not totally certain, but I would assume it's like as much as he does of damage that he does. It is an interesting question, though. But also summon, give one of your units taunt, so you can even find a way to like kind of sneak him in. That's pretty fun. All right, 4 cost 3/3 has +2/+2 while it has a battle skill. That's not that hard to do, depending. I mean, it depends on what else is in the set, but 1 damage to an enemy. If it dies this turn, it gets void bound. Blow the fuck out of it. And if you have 2 fires, it also does double damage.
Pretty common,
so yeah, that's it. That's char if you have 2 fires. And if not, it's like a little ping, which is interesting. No, you want taunt on. You give one of your units taunt means you put taunt on something else on the board and attack in with that.
So they
then
have to
one of their
block
blockers has to go to that taunt unit, and he has a better chance of getting fate. That's what the text on this card means. Ooh, 3 cost 2/1 +1 max power and draw a time or justice sigil from your deck. Wow, so it's what's his name with upside? Yeah, you put taunt on something else. Relic, non-weapon relic, and a non-relic weapon. Oh my god. From your void. Well, that probably won't be a draft card, but it's pretty funny. Oh, I bet actually this is an old card. A way that I can, like, actually check that.
It can't be if it's one of your units taunt.
That's fair, yes. Which means Unlock the Vault is an old card. Because this is legendary, this is rare. Yes, it is kind of funny that I don't actually know what a lot of the older cards are, so I don't know which ones are old. But given that there is both a legendary and a rare here, that means that this one, I believe, is from an older set. down. Play a power card from your void, or put a non-power card from your void on top of your deck. Okay. Weird. Hey, Shadowlands Bone Picker.
Your boy.
Yeah, wow. I guess the ones that are old can kind of just show up all over the place. Fun. Oh no.
Oh.
You play your 5th card in a turn, transform into
Red
Red the High Roller.
Yeah. Start your turn, play the top card of your deck, gain power equal to its
Sweet
cost.
Jesus. Now that's a combo card. There's no
Wow.
way we could ever play that.
No.
All right, well, those are all the packs I had for this, so let's open another pack, but then pick a card from it. You. So, without there being
Yes.
any more draft packs, the way that the current pack loadout is packs 1, 2, and 4 are from Unleashed, and pack 3 is from Cold Hunt, the previous set.
Okay.
And they've said already that they are likely going to just fuck around with that, basically.
He looks fine.
Yeah, 2 cost,
the
2/2, deal 2 image damage to any player. The only downside to that
Yes,
is
he's
the
too
double
far,
influence. Which is acceptable. Cumbre
Cumbre
Adept is
Adept's
quite
good,
good,
yeah.
though it has 2 colors. Ancient Lore is a perfectly fine draft card, though not necessarily the first pick. 2 cost, 2 damage Scout at fast
Primal,
speed. That's
mhm.
pretty good.
Mhm.
I have no idea what the health breakpoints in this format are. I have no idea how good pings are going to be. This is going to be a fun time. Yes, we should be able to see cards. And a big thing here is it will say that it's basically part of both sets, that it's like part of the cards in. So basically, Ancient Lore is now a permanent part of the Unleashed set. It's just as a reprint, which is an interesting way of doing that. I don't know how it's going to affect the Constructed, and I don't really care. Weird. It's a shame that costs 5. But there's definitely things that can do that. In the Jotun. Ooh. That has potential.
And damage.
Yeah, like the Overwhelm's nice. The damage to a unit means you clear something out and then swing in with it for a really awkward trade. The only downside is it costs 5 and requires you to have a big enough unit to make a difference. But like, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It's definitely a bit of a weird one.
Hate the ping. Thunder
Pop seems pretty decent. I have no idea how to value Frenzy. I also wonder if Frenzy is a new keyword.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember seeing it in any of the old stuff, so it might be, especially because the new cards we've seen all have Frenzy. Frenzy is new. Okay, yeah, I actually missed that in the blog posts when I was going through them. Whoops! I'm very well prepared for this. So yeah, Thunder Pop seems pretty decent.
Frenzy can trigger from spells, units, and relic weapons.
Right. Yeah, relic weapons
like
might be the
Sensori
big one.
Firebrand to like.
Yep. Yeah, that makes any kind of non-combat damage. So it does mean that things like
Yeah, anytime you trigger
this
Frenzy, all your units with Frenzy.
Yep. So this
So,
guy
yeah, that-
will
yeah,
trigger
that would do it,
Frenzy.
yeah. Mhm.
That's another reason. So yeah, damage to the enemy player is actually a lot better now than it was with the existing Frenzy keyword. That is something important. I'm gonna take Thunder Pop here, and we'll see what we can get. Alright, 5 cost, 3/3 flyer. So it's the standard flyer, but your spells deal 1 damage and draw a spell that deals damage from your... Okay, so and give her something to play that on. You can't recur it, but that's fine. Hello, Hunter's Harpoon. I love you. Kill an enemy attachment and deal 3 damage to the enemy player. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot more of that in this set. So that Frenzy has a thing to do.
No worse. Like +1 this turn isn't that good, but if you play that multiple times.
Yeah, so it's sort of like, if you play it twice, it's Rally for 4. If you play it 3 times, it's bigger Rally for 6. Like, that's definitely a late-ish game win condition if you can go wide in a Shadow deck. Tenured Graviturgist, flying 2/2. You may put another one of your units into your hand and give it +1/+1. Interesting. A lot of the like permanent unit buffs are really, really good with Unleash. Yeah, this has Overwhelm and Warcry and also a permanent +1 from Frenzy. Oh, wow. That's pretty good. Alright, summon Exhaustance. So basically Scout, and he also can't block, but he's a 3/4. He's a spider tank, which doesn't really exist in this.
Here you go for your Hunter's Harpoon.
I do love Hunter's Harpoon.
Hunter's Harpoon is nasty.
I love Hunter's Harpoon, and I love playing Skycrag, at least when I can make it work, which isn't always. I assume if I'm in Skycrag, this is a better card than this. I'm not 100% certain about that, but... If you wrote Kappa, no Kappas. You draw an additional card, they get +1/+1 once per turn, pay 4 to make each player draw a card. Okay, so it can help gas itself, but it does also have a player. Slow spell, deal 1 damage for 1, sure. There's double doors, which, depending on the format, depending on how this format is, this might be really good. Depending on how much Unleash exists.
Point blank, give a unit taunt and...
Oh!
It's a spell rather than a fast spell?
Yes, they will know that it happens. Although I think that kind of has to be that way because...
Because of taunt?
Taunt probably can't be given at fast speed.
But, like, that's... that's, okay.
That's pretty funny.
You're going to lose a unit to
Yep.
this,
Yep.
is that spell.
Yes, give me your worst unit, please. It's definitely gonna be something where I'm gonna have to play with Taunt a bit to know like how valuable it is. This Harnessed Thrill Seeker seems pretty alright. Backlash is usually not great. That is an old spell. Very old spell.
I feel like with the damage to the player, it might be a bit better in this one.
Yes, although it is weird because it is like when your opponent plays a card, or has to play a spell in order to be able to activate it, so like, there's gonna be a lot of valuations that are gonna have to change totally, like, face...
how much Frenzy does.
Yeah.
Permanent buffs and stuff.
Yeah. Like, face damage has generally not been super good.
But imagine combining Backlash with that guy who gets +1/+1 on Frenzy, and now you can block.
Yeah.
That's a bit nasty.
It'd be pretty funny. So yeah, I guess it comes down to if I think that the Pyre Adept here, with occasional jumps, is worth more than Point Blank, which is like kind of removal, but also kind of at your opponent's say-so. So it's definitely a bit of a weird one. Night Tinker, taunt into an enemy, a unit or weapon in your hand, +1/+1. That's pretty okay. The 1/2 stat line's pretty uninspiring. But I like +1s, especially because, like, with Unleash, they're pretty good. Oh, we haven't taken a unit yet. Yeti Pugilist. 1 cost, 1/2 reckless, but Frenzy turns it into a 3/4 for a turn. Hellfire Rifle is bad. Slightly less bad in this format, but probably still bad because 6 is a lot to pay to get the Frenzies off. Towering Terrazon's back. That's going to be a really good draft card, because it's always a really good draft card.
Yep.
Ball Associate gets bigger when you Frenzy. Starving Horror. 3 cost, 4/1 ambush. This is going to be sort of like a stealth thing that can just kill anything that attacks in on it at 3.
Yep.
In a way, so that's going to be interesting. Alright. Terrazon is easily the best card here. Yeti Pugilist is probably bad unless you can really get that Frenzy going. Frenzy is going to be an interesting card to try to work with because I don't know like what the saturation of it is in the set, and I don't know what cards you'll really like to go throw down for.
And they've added like 3 new keywords in this set. Even we're like, okay, what are all these keywords?
Yes, and how strong actually are these keywords? I guess Inscribe is also not totally out of the set, since there will be a pack that has Inscribe cards, and I will likely try to pick Inscribe cards pretty aggressively. God, the only downside to Sarazan here is that it is 2. So, like, it'd be really, really difficult to splash. I might try to see if I can make a Skycrag deck work, because I feel like if Frenzy is going to be a thing, Skycrag is the colors that will love Frenzy, because, like, Skycrag is one of the few factions where you were perfectly happy throwing face damage in there. Power's pretty good. Permanent +1 health at fast speed with Unleash, which means that you can keep playing it for the turn. Not amazing because it doesn't really move things, but I will probably manage to lose to this spell at least once.
Take the seat.
Probably take the seat.
I can even make a 3-color war.
Yes, if you want to get some like time or anything. Plus, I don't really see too much else here.
Even in other colors, there's not much here.
Yeah, Panic Ensues being 3 cost is like kind of oof for it, because getting -2/-2 costing 6.
Yeah.
If you could lower the cost of it, it would be amazing. Like, Void. Blackjack Attack. Thank you for the resub.
Drag Blue Skies. Alright, Seek Power. Psionic Savant.
I like Psionic Savant. It's slow, but not too bad. Draw 2 cards. Transform each power card into a snowball. Okay, so that's Wisdom of the Elders with upside if you play it late, downside if you play it early. Is basically the way that works. Interesting. I'll probably take the Savant here. Breath of Oprex is bad.
Yep.
Less bad with Frenzy.
With Frenzy. Yes.
God, it's so hard for me to like do this. You know, like I'm looking at all of these self-damage cards like that existed previously and being like, yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, that kind of sucks. And then going back and like, that probably still sucks, but maybe not. Because like if you've got Frenzy cards on the board that get permanent effects, Breath of Voprex means that they actually have to choose between real consequences instead of just losing some health.
Yep.
Which is really interesting. I almost think Breath of Voprex might be an option now.
We'll see more of them,
yes,
sure.
well, we are likely to see Breath drop to us. That's not even the first one we've seen. Savant can finish a game.
There's that Party Crasher. Yeah, I feel like a Breath of Voprex is going to be really good or completely piss.
Yes, I think this is a deck that probably wants a Breath of Voprex, if just to, like, science out and see if it's at all useful.
Tenskin Mercenary, Deadly.
Ooh, yeah, so you knew that a unit like this was going to have to exist with Taunt, because it guarantees it. It's definitely a lot, yeah. Like, this is a card that you will probably use as filler, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's a card that can be easily, like, killed by a chump blocker.
Exactly. Like, whatever the worst unit on their board is the unit that's going to block Tensky Mercenary, and you're going to have to ask yourself, is it going to be...
Is that worth more
than
just a 1/1 Deadly Spider?
Exactly, yeah. Taunt is very different. So let's see. 5 cost, 3/2, Taunt. Get exhausted in me. I'm seeing a lot of that, where, like, Taunt itself is not a super powerful keyword, because you are still giving your opponent a choice in how it works. They have to block it, but they get to choose who blocks it. I'm seeing a lot of, you have this taunt which causes a problem, and they can cause an additional problem on top of that, you know? I don't know if this will make the deck, but that's definitely a card I'll have to try. Okay, so 2 cost, 2/0 that can give quick draw is pretty good. That is a surprisingly late Towering Terrazon, I will say. The colors are all over the place, but I'd kind of expect that. I'll probably go with my cool Concealed Derringer.
Yeah.
My cool Trick Gun. I'm gonna have to find some, like, non-face damage at some point. Reverberating Strike would do it, but wouldn't really be a good way to do it. Transform a unit into a 1/1 Raven with flying. So polymorph at fast speed, but also it makes the unit better than it would be otherwise. Versus a Scaly Gruon, which I don't care too much. Like, this is hard removal, and generally speaking, Primal kind of has all this really slightly awkward hard removal, so this is the best thing we see. +1. That's pretty good at 3 cost, and I'll go with this.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
more.
good, but
Yeah, I mean, we don't actually know what the health is.
yes, but I could totally
Oh, yeah.
believe that Unleash on 1 health units makes a lot of these wider area spells a lot better than my initial guess would be. We're gonna have to play some games to really figure out what's going on. 3 cost 1/3 flying. When you play a relic, you gain an Aegis. Okay, so that's not amazing for our type of deck, but I mean it is a flyer. If I can put things on it, I'll be happy. These don't matter.
Hydrate.
Kind of figured I'd end up seeing one.
Yeah, passion.
Oh boy, 3 choices.
Oh jeez, deal
4
4 damage or put a katana on one of your units. Deal 5 damage and
That's so weird.
that's... Oh.
So a 3 cost ornate katana, or a frenzy activator for 3, or removal with some very specific conditions on it. If this was 2 influence, I'd probably be like, fuck yeah, sign me up. At 3, it's like, oh boy, how do I actually value that? So I'll probably take the sharpshooter here. We're definitely gonna like look for attachments.
Oh, you're not gonna take that display of
I mean,
passion.
I suppose I could, just for funsies. It's probably decent because it's a 3-way card. Really the only downside is that it costs 3 fucking influence.
Yes.
Like, if we have that in our deck, we better have a lot of fire cards. That is a wild Swiss Army knife, especially at fast speed. Honestly, I think if I was drafting this set, like if I was drafting this set optimally, like with the deck I have, I would probably take Sharpshooter here. I'm going to pick Display of Passion. Yes.
Funhammer.
All right, so I guess that there is a 1 color cycle of 3 option
Unblockable
things.
relic weapon on nothing.
They're putting Vara's effect on other things to further kill Huru decks. It's much worse on this, of course, because relic weapons are a lot easier to kill than fucking Vara. All right. Pretty good weapon. I mean, it's a 3/1 relic weapon, so it's quite good. And it only costs 2. 4 damage to an enemy unit and 4 damage to an enemy player. It's a shame that costs 7 because that would be amazing if it was like any cheaper. 1 damage to an enemy. The important thing is that would proc Frenzy if you hit their face.
Yeah.
You could double proc Frenzy with it if you were able to attack their face with it afterwards. That has potential to be quite funny.
Yep.
Sticky Fingers, eggs. Once per turn, pay 4 to deal 1 damage to the enemy player. That, I mean, with Frenzy, so that's like pay 4 to get a proc effect.
I feel like it's very expensive Frenzy.
Yes, it's that is almost certainly a draft activator, if anything.
It's very consistent, but very, very expensive.
Yep. Ice Quake is, of course, like, just kind of a nice total board wipe. Yeah, this is sort of like the, I guess, bellwether of what it costs to get a Frenzy, basically. Like, if you're not going to pay a card for it, we will make you pay 4 to get the proc Frenzy, basically.
Yeah.
The Aegis is the one thing where I'm like, okay, at least they can't just flick him away whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
So, like, them having to dedicate 2 cards to kill a 1/1 is sort of the one thing about that where I'm like, oh, okay, like, I can at least see the niche for that. So I believe we are between these 2. If we're playing Skycrag, both of these are likely too expensive for our tastes.
The bow seems pretty deep.
Yes, again, if there are a lot of 1 costs or 1 health units in this format, that's quite good because it can deal with multiple ones. And it can ping face, and like we've grabbed a bunch of frenzies. I really do need to eventually start grabbing some things that cause frenzy to happen. Even if my initial thought is, oh, I don't know if that's any good. Overwhelm, Unleash, Summon. You may sacrifice a relic to get +7 power this.
I guess it's like
so that is the
sacrifice a
relic.
to summon 2 of them.
Exactly,
Yeah,
to summon another
yeah,
one.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
Alright, Oxidize. Negate a spell
Think-
that isn't fast, or deal 6 to an enemy
Do
wielding a
relics
weapon.
include relic weapons or is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Relic weapons always have always counted as relics. I'm probably gonna take that Striding Skyline, like a 7/7 Overwhelm for 7. It's not incredible, but it's potentially a good top end for this deck.
Potentially even unleash 2 of them. I mean, you could sacrifice the Loot Strung Bow.
That is
for-
true. If I have 8
for a
power,
7/7.
I can play Loot Strung Bow, shoot something, and then play 2 of these. Or if I've just held on to it, you cash that shit in. So there's definitely potential there. That's a pretty funny one. Take a quick look at the other stuff that's around, but I will take that. Once returned, pay 2 to discard a card, create and draw a random attack. Oh, sweet Jesus. I'm gonna lose to that at some point.
Yeah, yep. Double Down is, of course, pretty fucking good.
Double down, Double Doors seems pretty
Dumbledore's,
fun. Dumbledore's.
Dumbledore's, yes.
Pay 3, play a Valkyrie with Flying and Warcry. Ooh. So yeah, that basically plays a Loyal Watchwing. As well as having the, so like you get a 2/3 on the ground that you can then play a Loyal Watchwing off of, which is potentially good when you want to go wide. I like Loyal Watchwing more than like most people.
Countering, it doesn't really seem like a draft card. Units and attachments can't leave the enemy void.
Yes. But you can get 2 armor from
Are you
it.
sure?
Alright.
Tools of Oppression. Once per turn, we start a card to stun an enemy unit.
That is, I think, actually a card from the previous set. Empire of Glass even a few back. Alright, so there's another Seek there. There's a Scaly Gruan. We are a little low on units, but we are actually still in pack, like early in pack 2. Not too bad. It is the fact that I already have 1 that makes me like, do I really need more than that? Not sure.
I think we have a 3 fire cost.
That is
for
true,
him.
yes.
And
Display of Passion is a triple. Does make that slightly better. This is going to be a weird deck, but every deck we play for this part is going to be weird. Alright, draw Primal Sigil from your deck, pay 6 and sacrifice to draw 2 cards, then discard. That's not bad. That draws a power for you and eventually pulls a thing. 3 cost, 1/4 Taunt, Frenzy, create and draw a 5/5 dragon with flying. Huh.
Fuck.
The cost 6, but if he sits on the board and you have some pings, that gets you some cards. That's pretty funny. Like, he can play defense, which is good. The taunt's a bit weird on him. I'm not totally sure why taunt is on this card, but yeah, that seems really funny.
This card's disgusting.
I feel a little better about the 2 Seek powers now that I have both the Striding Skyline and this guy and like even the Psionic Savant. Grizzled Hermit, 0/5 Overwhelm, pay 2 to give +2/-2, deal 2 damage to the enemy player. That's really interesting. We can only do that 3 times with his health the way that it is, but it is still pretty aggressive when he does. Got Pin the Jotun there, which still a little bit weird. But we can hit, like, you know, this at 3, that at 3. That'll get really big eventually. That obviously at 7.
Now it's like, I wish we had taken the 1/1 that pings. Now that we have fucking 5/5 dragons on the board. Jesus.
Yeah, wow, that is a win condition.
Barrel any good?
Not usually.
Yeah.
Doesn't really help much in this format either. 3 cost is pretty aggressive. So in terms of removal right now, we've sort of got Loot Strung Bow. We've got Thunder Pop, which is just hardish removal. Display of Passion doesn't really count, but we do have Nevermore. Our removal is definitely awkward. Pin the Jotun does look pretty awkward, though. But also, what good art. I'll take this Grizzled Hermit, see what happens. Though we're just gonna, like, fucking throw a deck together, and it's gonna be great. 20 units +2/+1. If you have another Goose's Wild in your void, draw a card. So +2/+1 for 2 is not that good. But I guess worth being aware that that exists. Summon, so 6 cost, Flying Aegis, 2/2s. Deal its damage, its attack and damage to an enemy. It's a shame that costs 6, because I would, like... If there was a cheaper card that did something similar to that, I would definitely be into something like that.
Mm-hmm.
At 6, it's like I really want some relatively cheap cards that can help me make the frenzies happen, or also just get played early on. I might take Gruen. I don't like Gruen, but I don't really... This one seems like... okay. But not amazing. +1 health is the thing that's like, that won't do that much for me. Well, we're getting a Sticky Fingers. That was the only relevant thing there. Cost 1/1, taunt ambush, and draw a card. Weird. So I guess that's a wisp, a dark wisp, withdraw a card. That can also like get itself killed if you really want to draw it. Yeah, so that's basically dark wisp, but with ways of forcing your opponent to interact with it. Intriguing.
Unblockable frenzy +3 in lifesteal.
Oh my.
Alright.
Yeah, frenzy, gain 1 health after the 3rd time transform. Not sure any deck wants to.
Little brother!
Little brother!
Bro, look at that! Oh my god. Precious.
Deck raise. Negate an enemy spell unless the enemy player pays 3.
Reverberate and strike, probably.
Probably. That's an interesting one. Wow, that like a 1-cost backlash that has counterplay of, well, what if I just spend more? Ooh. I like the sound of that. A Stormhalt plate. A Brigade Hall. So yes,
hello,
these are Cold Hunt packs. We are back in Cold Hunt here. Warning Shot is likely pretty good in this format. Snow Peak Eagle is always very good.
Yeah.
Because like Warning Shot now can also hit face to proc Frenzy for 0.
Yep.
And that's very worth knowing.
Yeah. Interesting.
I love Snow Peak Eagle. The whole draft format used to love Snow Peak Eagle. We'll see how good it is later, but I'm gonna lean in and see like how I feel about Frenzy in this draft. And if we're doing a Frenzy deck, Warning Shot is actually quite good. Searing Fist. Thunderwing's alright. Frostpact Sprite is not good. Because it's a much worse thing, but I'm taking, oh yeah, there was always going to be Searing Fist. It's funny, I know how to actually draft these packs. So this is going to be much faster. We're taking Terry Max.
Terryx mount, yep.
Jotun Spellhammer is very good, and I would like one in this deck, but...
No, yep, absolutely.
Giving flying to, like, most of these things is wonderful. Bullseye's very good. Ice Over's fine. Terrax Screecher's perfectly fine. Yeah, Terrax Mount is just always good.
I get a feeling killing enemy relics might actually be relevant.
Yes, that is definitely a good point as well. And it's Char on top of that, so like that's really good. Char is just a good card. Yeti Intellectual.
Probably.
Probably
not playing 2 Gristle turns.
Probably not, no. I've got a lot of 5s on board right now, and I'm like looking at that mostly with the Teriax mount, but Thunderwing
it's
just
kind of
better.
Only good with.
Yes, 4 cost for a 2/2 is not great. I mean, he does draw a card.
Hunter's Harpoon is a better way to do that.
Well, yes. We'll be back for you, Yeti Intellectual. Cloudline Shaman's really good.
Color
Captain's really good. That's quite tough. Wow, this whole pack, like, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good, and this is good. Like 4 of the colors to get something they need from this. I'm glad we're not in Shadow. Potentially Captain. It's so hard to say. I like Captain. Captain's a good card. Another Warning Shot, Scale Hide, Teriak Screamer. We're at 615 units. Not all of which we're gonna play, but we still have a whole pack to go, so...
I like Warning Shot, again, like,
yeah. I think Warning Shot, but, like, Warning Shot was already a good card in the previous format, and if anything, it got better with Frenzy being a keyword, so, like, that's really good.
Ooh, Caloric Mix.
I do love Caloric Mix, and that's even better, because Accordion sucks. Dangerbot still sucks, but it's better than it used to be. I'll probably take Ice over. Like, if only because Dangerbot is basically a Frenzy card. Dangerbot is literally a Frenzy card.
Yes. Yep.
And that means that it has some synergy with the rest of the Frenzy stuff that's clearly being pushed a bit in the set. Jeering Yeti's a really good pickup this late. Wow. Ooh, that's interesting. It's really hard for me to say that I have too many Caloric Mixes in pretty much anything. This is gonna be a wacky set of cuts.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be a nightmare.
Love it.
Well, there's our Yeti Intellectual.
We got our Yeti Intellectual, baby. All right, we're back into Unleash.
Silence and kill an enemy unit and an enemy player.
Okay, so this is Avagraft, part 2. But even better... That's really good.
Environmental sacrifice and non-sentinel. 5/4 sentinel exhausted. Once per turn, may pay 2 and it costs 1 year.
Interesting. I mean, that's probably quite good because, like, a 5/4 sentinel that you trade a little brother or a spent Teriax mount for is pretty alright. Also something to do on turn 3. So.
Yeah.
Grappling Hook. Shame that costs 5.
Yeah. Chamber?
I'm gonna take Chamber, yeah. I need to, like, I kind of need things to do early.
Yeah.
I also kind of need things to do on 4, although we do at least have Hunter's Harpoon. And the Jotun, we got that Grappling Hook.
Disrupt.
Woo! Disrupt is an old card. Lucky Prospector. Copper Hall
Her
Recruit.
it does seem nasty.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and it's like it's a 3/3 when it attacks by default. If you can give basically anything else to it, it becomes kind of a monster. Bomber, yeah, if you have the relic.
Majoran collects, deal 1 damage
That's
to enemy
probably
player.
quite
They
good.
discard a card of their choice from their hand.
Ooh, yeah, so that's a Frenzy proc with a discard a card.
Half a card you loved from the last 4.
Eavesdrop?
Eavesdrop, yeah.
Half an Eavesdrop is a lot worse than a whole Eavesdrop,
Yes.
but it does have that Frenzy proc, which is fun. Yeah, I guess it's Grappling Hook or Pin the Jotun. Grappling Hook is kind of worth a consideration because, like, weapons that we can put on people are pretty okay. We also are doing pretty good on removal. This is weird, though, because it could actually help us get over the line. Because we blow up 1 unit and give Overwhelm to something. I guess the question is, what do we have that really wants that? Obviously, Skyline. But a lot of the time, we don't really want the game to be going late enough to play that. Not actually a huge amount else that really loves Pin the Jotun here.
No.
That's almost certainly like an amazing Elysian card.
Yeah.
We'll give this a try. Ah, we've got hours of all of them. So Fire Signature, pay 6, and play the Etch Totemites 0/1. Start of your turn, sacrifice to get +1 this turn. Weird. That's pay 2 to draw a Fire Sigil, basically.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, pay 6 to then get 3 next turn, and possibly also get some blockers. That's weird.
Flying Unleash Fire.
That seems really good. We have not seen too many unleashes like in our colors
Seems
so
like
far.
a decent boy for 3, which we are lacking 3s and
Yes,
4s.
we are not exactly super
Flush.
hefty on the 3s.
Like a good one.
Another reverberating strike. Satiable bug. Flying deadly and tomb. Put all spells from a void of your choice into their owner's deck. You gain 1 health for each. Fascinating.
Oh, gross.
Probably. I'm like, would I want 2 of either of these in the deck? Maybe Reverberating Strike for frenzies and for killing 1/1s. We do have a lot of spells. This is going to be a weird set of cuts because I don't quite know what I want this deck to look like yet. Flash Flood. Unleash. Stun an enemy unit. If it's already stunned, kill it. So,
Ooh,
4-cost kill.
4-cost kill spell, yeah.
Which can also, like, fuck up a wide board. That has potential. That seems like a very Skycrag thing, I would
Rebel
say.
Sharpshooter?
I finally got that Rebel Sharpshooter that I wanted, like, 2 packs ago. I would probably take Riot Flame over Nevermore, over a second or Nevermore. Don't know if Pugilist is any good, but we'll take it. Hey, Jotun Warrior. It's been a while. Jotun
Run!
Attacks with 2 or more units transform into General Horgo. Ages.
Draw run.
Holy fuck!
Holy fuck!
So he's a 4-cost 2/2, which is bad.
Oh my god.
But if you attack with
units.
if you have 3 units on the board and you attack in, he turns into a
becomes a
5/5,
5/5.
like, on that attack, and also, like, 5/5 with potential to win the game instantly. If anyone hits face. Yeah, 1 or more of your units create and draw rent. That's stupid. I don't know if that's good, but it's definitely stupid. We're getting our Scaly Gruins. Alright, so we've got 47 cards. We have to cut 17 cards from this deck.
Seeks. Probably the Hydrate.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of quick cuts from this, and then it's gonna get, like, really, really fun beyond that. Little Brother's definitely gone. At least one of the Yeti Pugilists, and possibly both.
At least 1 Gruin.
Yes. Oh god, we have 3 Scaly Gruins, yes. Like, possibly both, if only because Reckless and I have to Frenzy every turn feels like something that's going to be quite hard to keep up.
Yeah.
And Teriak's Mount and Sticky Fingers already cost 1, although obviously Teriak's Mount is not actually a 1 cost, or at least not a turn 1 unit.
Mostly Yeti Intellectual.
I'm debating it. Jotun Runt is a much better version of that, though.
Holy shit, yeah.
So there is that.
At least one of our, Prison Perm.
Yes.
1 could be good, but 2 is definitely fine.
Yeah, I'm just looking at various early game stuff. Jotun Warrior probably also goes because we have a lot of 5s and it's fine. Hellfire Rifle is probably a pretty easy cut. Like, despite the fact that it hits Frenzy, it's still kind of like 6 cost is so much, you know? You're basically saying the only thing I want to do this turn is hit Frenzy. So in terms of Frenzy things, what are we doing right now? I sort of want to get an idea of what the bonuses for Frenzy look like. So this is really good. This is likely fairly good if I can hit it, and it's also on a unit that I don't really care about. This is busted. This is completely broken. And this is very good, but the card has a major downside on it. So, decent number of Frenzy triggers. In terms of things that actually make Frenzy happen, there's Sticky Fingers, and I don't like paying 4 to get the effect off of it, but because it doesn't cost me a card to do it, I do have, like, it basically represents I could hit a Frenzy every turn as long as I pay 4, so I feel pretty okay about that being in the deck. Let's see. After that, most of these won't have anything. Grizzled Hermit does for 2. That is a really good frenzy trigger, because turning him into a 2/3 is pretty whatever. But the 2 damage to face for 2 cost is quite good, especially when you can do it more so. And when you turn him into a 4/1 with Overwhelm, that's actually a pretty okay attack in, depending on what you're trying to do. So that's worth keeping track of. Lootstrung Bow is at least 1 Frenzy proc if I need it, and it doesn't have to be 1, so that's quite good. None of the other ones do. Warning Shot's obviously 1. Bullseye is not. Chloric Mix is 1 if they attack me with a relic weapon, which is a bit 2 in. Shearing Fist is not 1, but Thunder Pop is. Display of Passion straight up is 1 if I need it to be. Reverberating Strike is 1. Right. Ice Over probably also goes. See if I can write the right word this time. I'll take it. Alright, so I basically have 3 fire, no...
Fire's the most important because
yes.
I think it's our most heavy.
Yes, I don't actually know what double primals we have, if any. If we have none, then I actually feel totally fine about that split.
Yeah, we have no... We only need 1 primal.
Yep. That's great.
And we have 2 Seeks.
And we have 2 Seeks, yes. So there are two cards in our deck are a primal if we need it. Good. Alright, we're down to 37. We have to cut 7 more cards from this deck. Right?
Well,
I'm probably getting rid of Grappling Hook. I'm not 100% certain, but...
I guess it'd be 15 and 2 Seeks, or would you do... Right.
You can't.
Yep.
Seek and Inscribes are both not power cards. A deck has to have 15 power.
You have to have 15?
Yeah.
That's the minimum? Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you had to have a minimum.
That's
of
actually
15.
the entire way that deck building is
I didn't
structured.
I didn't know there was a minimum
Specifically,
power
a third of your deck has to be power cards, and
Okay.
it can't be fake power cards. It can't be like things like that.
I didn't
So, yes.
know that, like, that was...
Yes.
Okay.
If I wanted to play a 16 power deck, I could cut a Seek, but It's an interesting question. I'll make that a very late cut if I do, though. Because we do have essentially 20 power in the deck as it is currently constructed.
Let me... Oh,
Yeah, I was already looking at Grappling Hook. I think we're going to try to make Frenzy work in this.
like, looking at Nevermore and...
Yeah, so like, what's our hard removals
We have Chloric
looking
Mixes
like?
now.
2 Chloric Mixes do make a pretty big
And
difference.
Flash Flood, which is also a 4-cost.
Yes. Yeah, and it's also worth noting that, like, Nevermore is not really a super aggressive card. Chloric Mix is also not very aggressive, but, like, it will shut down a decks that are trying to out-aggro us, and a lot of times you'll get, like, oh, I'll just make my safe attack in, and then you're like, nah, because it's super cheap. So yes, I think I see that. I don't think Nevermore is a very good card, if I had to guess. Paying 4 for Polymorph never really feels good. In terms of all of my units, I think we're about set. We're at 18. I probably would only cut 1 more maximum.
Looking at the Gruul.
Experimental Chamber is sort of a unit.
Yeah, kind of sacrifice.
It needs me to have played something like this for it to be a
Luckily-
unit.
Nothing apart from your Striding Skyline is Sentinel, so...
Yes.
It was scared that gonna get me a frog to start on a bird.
What if you
yeah.
give them a bird?
I know I have had like the enemy AI like turn what I had a Deep Forge plate into a frog, and I'm like, well, I'm still a frog with a Deep Forge plate.
Ho ho ho! Now I have a machine gun.
I mean, like I'm still like a
Alright.
6/6 frog.
God, I have to cut 4 more cards from the deck. It's like I don't want to cut a Gruin just because, like, A, it makes Experimental Chamber worse, and B, it is just an early play to make, and if this deck is going to be aggressive, it needs early plays. But on the other hand, Scaly Gruon is not an aggressive play,
No, I'm
so
looking
I
at
might
your
just
fives.
throw at it.
We have like 6 5s.
We have a
Is there-
lot of 5s.
Is there a 5 that?
It
Kinda
would be
meh.
Party Crasher if it is. Like, I think that Grizzled Hermit is probably a worse unit than Party Crasher in a Void, but that we really do need enough Frenzy effects for, like, this deck to work at all. I do really like this as a Skycrag card because this can turn a tenuous board into a winning board. That said, I'm not sure that I've managed to draft a fully Skycrag aggro deck, and it might just be that we're playing, like, a weird Frenzy deck, so maybe I do that. This deck is going to be interesting to play.
I mean, I really like Flash Flood.
Yes.
as
Oh, I
just a
really like
tool.
Flash Flood and Reverberating Strike, like, as kind of,
I'm
they do
kind
different
of
things.
Looking at the Thunder Pop.
That's
in the
true,
sense
that we have Searing Fist and
Bullseye,
Clorix Mix and Bullseye and Warning Shot.
It's still really good.
Yes, I will always be happy to see it.
Like Bullseye, I think could be really good in this format because there are some
Yes.
nasty.
Yeah, like the one up of Thunderpop beyond Scout, which is
It's
really
fast,
really good, is that it's fast. Bullseye is also fast,
Yeah.
but it can hit face if we need to hit Frenzy.
Yes.
I
yeah.
don't know how much of a bonus that specifically will be, but I do think that having the relic removal is going to be really useful in the format. I think you are correct based on the packs that we drafted or that we saw.
Yes.
This is really, really difficult, yes. Like, Flash Flood is basically a way to win the game.
Yep.
I know, it's like, do I want to play essentially a 19 power deck?
I think we kill this.
Yes. Reverberating Strike's a weird one because, like, clearing out a bunch of low-level stuff is quite decent. If I do cut it and we get to the 30 power, what do we have? We have this for Frenzy. We have this for Frenzy.
Yeah, those are 2 units. Then we have that.
We have that, which is actually a very good Frenzy card.
2 warning shots.
We have the 2 warning shots. We've got, hypothetically, Chloric Mix, and we
And
have Display of Passion. It's interesting. Actually, it's 13 or 12 firepower, 6 primal, 11 fire, 7 primal, 8, actually 12 and 8. I think that's good. We've gone an hour, so I should probably eventually just go with it.
God, it's like a 2/5 Gruin in the air is hilarious, but no firepower.
It plays.
Hearing Yay.
It's fairly decent, yeah. It has this and can't play it for forever, but
Yeah.
it's not like the worst word.
7 Scribe.
Has all of my power. I'd get him out. Stare at my opponent. I would need to draw power to be able to play this. Got the runt. Actually fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright, let's give this a shot.
Alright, let's have a go.
I have no concept of if this will be any good. But that's the fun of playing a new draft format.
Roll. But
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting format. I noticed that Primal got a few strike one side of the board effects. We've basically never really seen those.
no.
No, not have Inscribe. This is playable.
But
It's not good, but it plays defense.
Yeah.
And
I
in
would
a pinch,
hate
it also
to
has
use
this.
him as power.
Yeah.
Probably hold that.
No, we may end up doing so,
We
though.
probably will end up using. But
We'll
we've got
see.
another turn.
Yep. I'll probably play the Gruon next. See if we can get over this Combre deck. Yes, they have
What do they
a spell. might still play him if only because this, or like play him as power next turn if only captain. But at the same time, I do kind of want to. I guess actually it would really be for display of passion because of course I have none fire.
Yep.
Probably better on the board just have here. Really need to draw more power.
Take that.
I think this deck might need to get more power.
Do
regardless.
have a spell to play on a unit clearly
Yes.
as well. Ah. Oh god, we kill that, I think, right?
I see no reason not to. I should use my power. Not exactly great. We really need to start pulling power. There's a chance that this deck does want to have the 17. Obviously, we did draw power and chose not to play it.
I feel funny.
Okay, worth noting that is only to your void. Good.
All the primal power, yeah.
Why not? Like, I don't think I want to trade that out.
You came to the right place.
Sure.
And not small.
Shame they're at
I
7.
fly for the throne.
Did spend on that though. We're doing it, man. We're making it happen. I'm whamming in.
You whamming in?
I'm whamming in. I'm whamming in.
They can kill him, but they would have to sack their entire
It's gonna
board.
cost a lot of their board to do so, and I also just got a spell. Ooh. Yeah, they got bigger, but like, I'm Larg.
Well, that and like we can kill that with Chloric Mix.
Yep.
As long as it doesn't. I guess you maybe hold up 2 power. this
Yes, I will
turn?
potentially attempt to. We'll see.
Gosh.
They have probably a stat trick.
Yes. Yep. Okay, well the thing is we can put something in the air and then get free spells.
Hmm. Yeah, he doesn't even need to attack in, so I can
No.
attack with Calderan Captain here. And if they want to trade like a spell for him, he'll be back. I think I'm fine with that. Like, they kind of have to. And I'm good pulling that out. Sure. Go nuts. Gonna get a third one? Yeah! That is a lot of power to spend.
Oh, they are getting 7/7 on the board though.
That's true.
I have foreseen this.
Ah, she got buffed for that too, because yeah, it's whenever a unit goes
yes,
to your
it went to
void.
the ghost, so that's-
Okay, so that's the move. Got it.
Yeah, that's gonna be very dangerous. We need our flash flood or bust right, that one.
Yes, but we have a lot of
Just
health.
a little more.
Oh,
We're gonna need.
Shit.
We're still actually kind of like not in the worst
yeah, we
shape.
probably just
I let
don't
that go
block
through.
that.
Yeah, no
we
reason
can
not
like
to.
psionic savant.
Yeah, we're getting spells.
That's nice.
I can kill it next turn.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll see what we draw first. Yes.
Display passion is 4 damage to the enemy. Ooh.
Well,
God, that or Marison.
I'm gonna hold this and let them attack in.
Ah.
And even if they
yeah.
don't, I just do it at the end of their turn.
Or we can even Chloric Mix their 4/3 if they go in with that.
Yep. That seems pretty okay to me.
Yep.
Only downside is if they give endurance.
Oh, drink it. Touch foot.
Such IKEA furniture. They could potentially give eggs. They did not. I think we win. All right.
Darkest. Finally deal damage to out for. That would only kill her for.
Genra sounds fun. That also Pox Savant. That's fun.
You could also put a 7.
It is an interesting one, yeah. I think that's what we want right now, so I can just fuck in, threaten to kill them.
We are Sultan.
And we get a spell. No matter what.
Yep. So
And
the
we
reason,
can,
by the way, to hold Icy Hold was that they didn't. They would have been able to move after like this turn, basically.
Oh shit, we can just kill them.
But we can.
Have a negate.
Well, they're alive. The only thing I get is Marison's Legacy.
They're owned. Like,
They're reasonably owned. Even if they harsh ruled, I still have a 5/5. Alright, so yeah,
that's a bomb.
I have been sold on the
That's
potential.
a bomb.
Gotta say. Good start.
Like, that's a nasty little asshole right there.
Think about that, Marison.
Yeah, just roll the same spell twice.
Out of every spell in the set, we managed to get Marison's Legacy twice. Cool. Alright, we need to draw another power incredibly badly if I keep this hand. Fuck it. Oh, it is the entire game? It's not limited? That potentially helps. One more turn to draw power.
On power.
They're gone.
Not power.
Does not. Ashman goes to your void, transformed to Chief Investigator West. Max, game 1, play Valkyrie with flying. That's wild. Alright, well, I will probably just Chloric Mix that. Will continue to slow me down.
Oh, it's the card in the draft format is bugged right now? Okay.
Hilarious.
Oh, motherfucker.
Okay, that's good. Can't do anything this turn.
You can kill it. Hey, we're not letting that guy live.
Surprise! I'm playing Skycrag Control.
We can play our Drake
I
card.
represent the Aurelian.
Don't have any like frenzy at the moment.
Yeah, I'm like... Do I want to throw him out, or do I want to kind of hold him? We're not going to get a dragon anytime soon.
Gonna attack with the Gruon first.
Choose your side.
It'll make a potential relic weapon a bit weaker.
good day for farming.
Good day for farming.
Yep.
Good. Your turn.
And not small.
Should have attacked it first. But I didn't have anything. You are in primals. There's a decent chance this gets thunder popped. Uh-oh. Well, they're potentially reading text. All right. They're gonna be like, ready a unit and... Ah! I think we get a spell.
You get a spell out of it, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Oh, you don't?
Okay,
Okay,
good to know.
Nice, okay. That is sad. Okay, but good to know.
Yep. Play the Gruon to have something to like experimental chamber and also to keep Chloric mixed up to kill him. Still a little awkward no matter what I do.
Well, that was a good, Whew.
You do, in fact,
All
love
right.
to see it. They have none power. IA space first,
does it have
yes.
to be-
It
does it
did,
say
that was what I was checking.
Okay, yeah. Blaze and Exhausted Sentinel, but you can, in fact.
Man, you would love to use that on a Grenadin.
I represent the Ori.
Trade with a 5.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like would I instead scout and
Play
exhaust him and then
play the
attack him with
Griffin?
these two?
Yeah.
Even play the Acolyte? Probably. Play 2 Griffins.
Yep.
Not enough.
I think that's a good
I
play.
need power, honestly, so
Yeah.
like it's not too bad. I'm okay with clearing the board, especially if there's some Griffins coming.
Do a 1-1 trade with your one.
Figured they would choose not to.
She comes.
They're Flash Flood for
Yes.
something.
The reason I wanted Flash Flood as badly as I did was for like a situation where I just want to go through.
You holding up another Thunder Rush.
If I must fight, I shall.
Huh?
Yes. Ah.
Fair enough. Goodbye, my friend.
We are down to 6. I mean,
Yes, that is the big thing here, and we also
Ah.
have Flash Flood.
+2 on a bird.
Does just win. I likely do. Ooh.
rid of 2 of those, but I don't think
I think they're still dead.
Still
They're still dead.
yeah.
Oh, they got health back, actually.
Oh, yeah. That's fair, that's fair. They can't actually kill any of his units.
No. Yeehaw!
That boy is getting bigger. Okay.
They're pretty. They had 5 health, and I had 6 attack in the air, so yeah. It was sort of like, even if they stop it this turn, they probably can't do enough to, like, totally fuck me. Alright, good start.
These are definitely some fucking fun hours games. Holy shit.
Yeehaw. No, because I can't play Experimental Chamber on anything. I'll sacrifice a lot of things to play a 5/4.
Searing Fist was a 2-cost unit.
Mm-hmm.
I have it in Prime. It's 9, it's on the
The only unit I can
cost,
play,
yeah.
but
Well-
I probably play him as a unit. Just to make him a flyer. It's like, a 4/2 in the air can just end the game if they don't have an answer. If they're in fire, it gets considerably worse.
Yes.
First card is not fire. We will likely learn what at least their second color is. Yeah, so this is like quite difficult because I really want this to be power, but I think I
Go
have
for
to
it,
be
go for it.
aggressive here. Worst comes to worst, if they do play removal on it, I do at least get like
Yeah, power
temporary
burst,
power.
Oh, you wish to spar?
I would prefer not to, actually. I get to bullseye that though. All right, that's a really good pull. All right. I hold up and bullseye it on their turn, if whether they attack in or not.
Did the Terax mount yet?
No, because it would cost me my turn.
Yeah.
I have to play bullseye on their turn. And hey, they might play something I want to bullseye more. Ah, I Chloric Mix it,
Chloric Mix it.
which is like even better, honestly.
Line of
Ah.
attack. Oh.
All right, now we have problems.
Ugh. But we can at least bullseye that.
Yeah, we just Searing Fist.
We can't.
We can kill this if we let them through it, but yeah, we can just like blast it.
We probably do have to blast double, right?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, what I want to pull is a warning shot.
Yeah.
Ideally, I do get to get 1 free damage. I'm gonna do that. You let that through. There's literally no chance.
If we do ever attack in with it, we do have Chloric.
Yep. I have lost so much tempo.
I know.
I don't think it works because all of our shit's like, I think that just it isn't Entomb. But I think that won't work.
Searing Fist.
I'm thinking about it.
Still have Chloric Mix.
It's really just about doing something about that kickflip monk,
I know,
you know?
I know. It's stalling us out so
Honestly,
hard.
if they want to spend a spell to save that, I'm fine with that. Fine. Mildly annoying at worst. We're so close to having a really stupid combo.
Yep.
If I had one more power,
I
it would be
know.
like you play him and then you play this and like twist this guy immediately.
She comes.
We're definitely not in the best shape. I mean, granted, they've had to use a lot of cards to stay at parity with us here, which is kind of our one saving grace. The downside being they have a lot of power. Debating it, though, because it's like... He can attack in, and they won't get spells, I'm pretty sure. I might do this for science. And if they spend us, like, a stat card for that, that's totally fine. Yeah, so their effect did not go off.
I fly for the
That's
throne.
fine. They'll get a Warcry off of it, but we'll be able to Cleric Mix. I need power, sadly.
Oh my god, in it.
Which was the risk. Put a weapon on it. Yeah, my one saving grace here is that they are still, like, down on card
fucking
advantage.
Finally. Alright.
An ill omen.
You still need another power to play those dragons.
Yes. Ah, they're about to flood the board.
Yep.
They have found their power sink.
Yep. Another power, please.
At least it's only 4 damage, and like if I get anything in the air, they're in trouble. Pretty good too.
Good day for farming.
Fine. That was their war cry. They liked whatever card they had there. Sort of like I need power very badly.
A power right now, please. That's not
You
power.
are exceptionally
Holy
not
shit.
power. Captain.
Yep.
I don't miss.
Don't miss.
The price of progress.
Oh.
Well, that's what's getting hit by Cloric Mix.
Oh god, we probably still need to hold up.
Yes, we absolutely do. So it's like I could play the Gruen.
How much power is
4.
4? Yeah, we probably play the Gruen.
We take the 4 power, yeah.
We take the 4 damage, then next.
Yep.
This might be explosive.
Put it on him. Put it on him. Please, 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 please.
Yeah, they were smart. Our dragon does stop that guy from
Yes.
attacking in.
My only hope here right now is dragging this out. And that kickflip monk specifically
Yes,
with the 1/1
yes,
weapon
with the
on it
1/1
destroyed
bonus,
us.
Blast adjustment.
It trucked our shit very badly.
I have foreseen this.
Gets buffed from that.
Ugh.
That's a problem.
Ugh. That's gross.
That's wild. It costs 8, so it like will never be a thing outside of this specific game we're playing, but wowzers.
Yeah, something, huh?
Yep.
Well, we still have to block them.
Yep. no matter what.
Yes, no matter what, yeah.
Yeah, we just did not get our the stuff to save
we got
us.
stuck on power.
Yep.
If we'd been able to get power and get more dragons out.
Yes. Like, that was pretty close to working.
But their kickflip mom, the fact that
Yes.
we were stuck on 2 for ages meant we could not deal with that kickflip.
They literally just barely kept it out of our
Yes.
our way. If they hadn't had that specific weapon, which
Yes.
is shit,
Yes.
on to put onto it, it would have
Yes,
died.
it would have died, yeah.
That turn that they played it, and the whole game would have been completely
And
different.
we possibly would have won the game. I don't see, like, probably.
I think we would have, just based on all the cards that were drawn, because it would have been a much shorter game, and they wouldn't have gotten to the point where they just had 8 power to throw away.
Yeah.
I mean, they were almost certainly playing a ton of power, so it's like, yeah, we did drought, but our deck is much more likely to drought than theirs is. I'm totally fine with this. I could give him flying every turn.
Yes, yeah.
It's a shame that it's going on like a 4. It's going to turn him into a 4-2. That's not the greatest stat line for that, but probably better than 2-3. I really just I want a 3-3 flyer at all times.
Mr. Pick, excellent.
I've almost certainly played Mr. Pickles before. I recognize it, and they were using the sloth avatar.
Would you look at that?
Right.
Draw second
Potentially
firepower.
scary, Yep.
Seek the waystone.
That.
Of course it's safe.
Is it though?
What? I like that. Not text. Have a fast. Oh. I didn't have anything to play though, so that's good for us. Play this because we do need 3 fire. Contract out. They will have to pay 4 to block this guy. Good. They could, of course, have Chloric Mix at some point. That is always worth considering. I'm fine with them having to spend an entire turn just, like, block the threat of him. No. Incorrect. Probably just play the Forlorn Griffin here. I will potentially play this next turn, depending on if we
If
pull
we draw
power or
power,
not,
yeah.
yes. Probably
Yeah.
Capitan.
Yeah, I don't think we can use the display finally, but I don't think it does anything.
I guess
You
it'd
give
be
something
the
an ornate katana,
which is not actually the worst on that.
Ooh. Yeah, that actually makes you able to
Look at it.
attack in.
Draw us a card. I don't hate that. They still have a fast spell, and I don't know what it is. It's procced at like a lot of the time. Hold on to that. I'm okay with trading the 4-2 here. Chance of them getting something here. Is it Gruon form? Is it Scalehide? Gnome skin. Ah. Deals battle damage equal to its health this turn and can attack even if its attack's less. Okay. Weird.
That's a weird.
I can't hit that though.
No,
so.
no. That.
Yep. I mean, that's really good with the Frenzy Dragon. And I can kill that off. I probably do, honestly.
That's the proof. And sacrifice the 1, 2, 5, 4.
Alright, I'm gonna kill this off so I can continue to smack their face. I do love smacking face. Gonna trade up. Yeah, this card seems pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
I do love hitting my opponent in the face, yes. Really want an extra power so I can
Yeah,
play
play
this
2 of
with the
those.
Calderan Captain.
Yeah.
I may be
permanent
forced to
life.
play the Calderan Captain
Yes.
on
Yeah,
his
it probably
own.
goes down next, especially if you power.
Yeah. Nuts.
What a lovely night.
Would you look at
I
that?
don't know if I would have done that. Probably attack in with the 5-4 with Calderan Captain, 6-4.
Yeah, they either trade the 2-5 or both.
Yes,
2-2s
and if I get the
for it.
2-5 out of the air, I kind of like that. I mean, it's not amazing, but...
I don't mind it with the 2 with, well, probably a 1.1 Griffin coming in behind, but.
Yeah.
I don't miss.
Yeah, we really need to start clearing out a lot of this board. Two 5 also has Aegis, which means that the freeze out spell doesn't.
You need 6 power to kill. Right? Or does it just all get blocked by 8?
I think the first, like I'd need 6 power to kill, but yeah, it's like, it would just be really awkward, whereas getting rid of it. Like, I'd really just rather stun stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm going for the kill with that card.
That's nice. The 2-5 with eggs is gone, so we can cool.
Yep.
Not this.
But. Interesting.
Right?
Kind of just snuck that through on me, which fair enough.
mhm.
Like, they didn't even have a fast spell break there.
No.
Good.
Yeah, smart.
I have all of my frenzy triggers.
Yeah.
And none of my frenzies. How sad.
Oh god.
I'm
Is it
almost like, yeah, do I
Is it
exhaust
like the sticky fingers?
and exhaust him?
Exhaust him, and then we still have enough for
Thanks
core
for
with
the
it?
food.
Yeah, I actually do. But this will not affect his Aegis.
No, we need,
yeah,
we need a power.
we need power badly.
Or, you know, a really
I mean,
good
I would
unit.
love to play him.
If it was
he,
a
he
really
would
good
be
unit,
great
yeah.
there, but like,
If
yeah,
we
I'm
were
almost
to
like
kept him-
actually I might have kept him, but
No.
it is awkward because if they had any removal and it hit him, I would be in pretty bad shape. It's a marginal call. That's good though.
They get 2 birds. Power, please, now.
No. That is power.
An ill omen.
I'll be annoyed if we lose.
Ah, it's all learning.
I know.
I mean, that's always been the risk of our deck. It has power trouble. There's the power. This is gonna get interesting. Probably am willing to take.
Leave the Direwood.
There's your power.
Yeah, we found all of our power once we didn't need it. Good. I like that. Do I tap him twice in ace? I feel like we lose any other way.
That way?
I don't know.
Comes a 5-1 with, well, you have 6 damage in air, 6 damage on the ground. I do have to.
I feel
Oh,
like they lose lethal for it unless they can hit our face with something. Like for blocking it.
Yeah, I'm like, do they have to block everything? I think they have to block everything here if you do that. Yeah.
You fucking figure it out.
Oh, jeez.
We're gonna lose, but we're gonna lose with style.
No, oh god, I think we might actually win. No, No, we lose. Oh god.
We're gonna lose, but we're gonna lose with style.
I think we lose because... Yeah, no, actually, that does 5 damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't lose this turn.
Warning shot off the top, baby!
Yeah, we lose now.
Warning shot off the top, baby! I'll just draw one more card.
Yeah.
Alas, we came super close.
I know.
Sometimes it do be like that.
Yeah, there's the power.
All the power came after we got all of our power. We droughted for so long there, which probably says I should be playing more power in this deck, frankly. It is mostly down to what would I get rid of.
We have 15 plus Seek plus 3 Inscribe.
Yes, although I do want to play a lot of those Inscribes a lot of the time. I mean, we have gotten a bit unlucky. We really want to play Jeering Yeti a lot of the time that it shows early. It's so tough. Like, hypothetically, we have 19 power. But it feels like I'm playing a deck with less. But yeah, JT, a new set just came out. Pretty wild so far. There are some high interaction drafts going on right now. I am almost certainly keeping this.
Okay, that can prove. Yeah.
Flying
that was-
quick draw
yeah.
4/4 in the air if I want, and I
Yep.
get 3 power, which is frankly better than we've been doing.
Yes.
I would love to pick up something to do on
Yeah,
turn 2.
I guess we should have kept that guy instead of throwing.
Thunderwing. Yeah,
I guess that's the thing we should.
the life lesson to take from it. It's so difficult because it's like I wanted power really badly because of how bad the deck was like kind of mixed.
It was droughting. Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. All right, you're not playing Rakano. Everyone's playing Combre.
Choose your
Drop
side.
sugar on the floor.
Second person we've played with this deck. Have removal.
On the authority of Ironthorn.
Right. I am kind of thinking that, yeah. Rather not give them an extra turn to deal with that.
What a lovely night.
Oh, well, they get the stunner again.
Alternatively.
Oh.
There will be a stun. So what I'm probably gonna do is play this out.
Get it to stun the rebel.
Yeah.
And
Don't do anything other than, yeah, be a flying 2/2. But yeah, it's like force them to stun that, but still have options.
On the authority of Ironthorn.
Flying endurance.
And not small. Tear it all down.
I got problems. Wow, that's ridiculous.
Fuck.
All right, we lose.
Also, everyone else's power curve just come up.
Yeah, wow. Hulk's at 7 power.
It is now at 6/6, so we can kill it with Chloric Mix.
Yes.
Does it have to attack in?
Yes,
with
he does have to,
Yeah, when he attacks with 2 power. So is it a Griffin and Hold?
probably.
I know you like to play 2 of him.
No, I know. I think you were correct. Fine. But, yeah, that just blocks that. One I don't care about.
It depends. Who
Yes, if they
attacks
have
in
power.
with 6/6.
And if they have any power.
Mm-hmm.
Although, in that case, I'd be able to chump block.
You came to the right place.
Thing is, we can just not kill.
Yes. Probably playing the Thunderwing. Maybe I do play the Thrill Seeker to keep... I think I do play the Thunderwing, though. Fine trading 2/2s here. I am pushing a decent amount of tempo. They're cowardly with that 2/2 for some reason. Love Calderon Captain.
No loitering.
Well, listen.
No. Especially this turn.
An ill omen.
For those who cannot.
Ooh.
Good day for farming.
Oh boy. I'm glad they have no cards in their hand. We had
shit.
hit the 4/4 and and attack all
Okay.
in with the flyers, right? 'Cause
Yes.
we just
And then because you have this, you can pay 2. Is it 2 damage to fix?
yes.
Yes. So you'll
So they
get.
block the 4/4.
you'll
1,
get
2,
five,
3,
five-
4, 5,
you'll get 5
6.
damage
Yep,
and-
that's lethal.
Someone one face. How about him? Forgot he was flying. Yeah. Yeah, you knew what was coming. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. 3 wins. Pretty good.
All right. Yes, we've at least broken even. All right. I'm having fun.
This is a pretty good one. It's hugely big brain.
Oh boy, yeah. It is like building decks doesn't seem that awful in this, at least. Like, it's not a tricolor format, which I always suck
The
at.
good thing about this hermit and that one is like those are decent to get across the line.
Yes.
Like we
Well,
almost
I mean,
got across the line in that one.
That is the
before.
thing about face damage that I've kind of been eliding. Like, I treat face damage like it's nothing, because in most cases, the 3 damage that you do, unless you are specifically playing a super aggressive deck, doesn't really matter.
Do we have our
but-
sub goal on this one? Do we have
We do not. So good at those. Hey everyone, we have a sub goal going. I sure wish that had some
primal?
primal in it, because it'd kind of be amazing.
Yeah, that gets thrown back now. We were trying to play a super aggressive Skycrag deck, and it only kind of
This
works.
is perfectly fine.
Not great. We don't actually have a unit to stack.
Perfectly fine. We have most of what I want.
Hopefully, we draw a unit.
We need a unit very badly, girls. One nice thing about early on in draft is that people do tend to play slower decks, so I can get away with keeping bad hands. But only a certain level. Okay. Well, I'll have something to do on turn 2
Oh,
at
we're
least.
fucking that up, yeah. That's a unit right there.
That is a unit. I mean, I guess with our deck having so many 5 costs that make a difference, like, having a 3 power hand isn't...
I think we're up and
Yep.
unless we draw 2.
Hell, if we draw 2 costs, that's actually amazing.
3 cost. Fine.
Yeah.
Second words.
A 2 cost would be basically the ideal draw
Yes,
here, because
yeah.
it could get fed to experimental chamber in most cases.
Yep.
We're at 4 power, so like the savant, the sooner the
See
savant comes out, the
waste.
better.
Oh, good. That's really.
I personally love to see. Technically, I should have played the Seek first, but it's minor.
Hopefully, gets the 3.
And kill it so I can't attack in. We're building up. Giving it a little more attack. They are Skycrag, which means that there is a decent chance Psionic Savant gets pinged the turn it comes out.
Hopefully, we draw power here.
Ideally. I might also get Molten Fisted, which would be incredible.
Turn back.
Weird.
Allows us to attack it.
I'll take 5 damage. Like, you're gonna force me.
And, like. Keeping.
I like that.
Thanks for the food.
Kill the 3 or the 3?
Probably the 3.
Yeah,
3
and
fives
they-
on the
The
ground.
3 5s on the ground.
It also
5,
gets
4.
permanently bigger
Yes.
when they frenzy.
Yeah.
And if there's a color that can frenzy, it's Skycrag.
block a 3/5 forever if we.
Hmm.
Yeah, fair.
I need power badly. That is power.
Yeah, we use that.
Take that!
We could flash flood the 3/5. Not amazing, but we have to. Or yeah, you can just
I can still
take
do
4
it.
on the chin.
Maybe not at this.
No, I think we need stuff.
Yes, we got our 5th power. We now require stuff.
We need
Technically, I should actually have done that first.
I thought you were. I was gonna like save flash flood for killing it. Remember?
No, I meant technically I should have done experimental chamber first.
Oh.
To see that I was getting a power this turn and could thus play the Yeti.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. The molten feet.
An ill omen.
I think we're gonna lose this one. Give it a good college try.
No, I think we can choke.
We'll be putting this in the air soon.
Of course it's safe.
I don't think we're living, but it's the 1-3 better for.
Yeah, we've lost this one. Alright. So it's just a matter of seeing how long it takes them to get across the line. Not very.
Yeah, they were way more aggressive than. Felt harsh.
Yep. Like I said, people don't tend to play aggro in early game or like early in the draft format because decks don't really come together. Which means that if you do get an aggressive deck that is allowed to make moves, you'll usually blow things up completely. As we saw. Alright, well, I still think that went pretty well. It was a good introduction to the format for about 2 hours, so you know.
Yep, pretty alright.
This is going to be an interesting format. I can definitely say that already. Like there are a lot of choices. Taunt so far doesn't seem super relevant. But you know, that's just from the ones we've seen so far. Frenzy seems really interesting, mostly as a bumper mechanic where it's like it's going to make you think about a lot of stuff pretty differently in this, and that's kind of cool. And then the Unleash is like basically the thing of this format. You're gonna see a lot of Unleash change in the later game.
That 1/1 flyer
Yep.
for 2 definitely kicked
Yes,
our ass.
yes, and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any kind of wide buffs in this format, it would be kind of nuts. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed. We will see you all again on Sunday for more Demon's Souls. You have a free pet. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.